Hi, it's Chris Dicker from IFM Australia here. Today we're going to carry on from where we left off and show you a few more features that you can do with unbalance with basically FFT. So we're going to just quickly recap on what we did with unbalance. We're going to make a couple of misalignment elements and we can do some looseness elements as well. So we'll quickly do those and you can see what happens when we achieve that. So first of all, you will see here at the moment I've got this blue line here. Because the demo unit that I've got here at the moment is a fixed speed unit, you'll see this blue line. And that will be run at whatever frequency that the unit is running at. In this case, around 1485, so somewhere around 24 Hertz, something like that. If you have a variable speed unit, you won't see this line at all until the machine runs up, and then you'll see this blue line run up to the run speed. So just if you don't see that on your machine, on your software, then that's what it is. Okay, so at the moment I've got nothing on this demo unit, so I'll show you what a perfectly balanced machine will look like. Maybe not perfect, it's not brilliant, but it's pretty good. So you've got an unbalance which is right on this run speed marker of 0.3 of a millimeter. It's running on a wooden table on a bit of foam, so it's not going to be perfect, but it's still, a blind man would be glad to see it. Okay, so I'll just turn it off for a second. So that's what it should look like with in a normal running condition. If I put an unbalance weight on that same machine, now if I run this again, you can see that I've actually got a large component of unbalance in there. So that's at what they call 1x, so at 1 times run speed. But you'll see here you actually got, this is 2x and this is 3x. I haven't put any markers in there yet, but if we get some amplitude on these two frequencies, then we'll actually have probably some misalignments, either parallel or angular misalignment. So let's just create a couple of elements to show you that. And so when I do that, I'll actually put a bearing in here because this unbalance has got no connection to the physical at the moment. So I'll put a bearing in it, will actually be connected to the outer frame, and we'll actually see some misalignment. So I'll just do that. So let's create these elements first. So if we go to parameters and we go to objects, and you'll find a new object here, and this is the only place that you'll find it, and you'll see others. So if you click on others, what we want to do is create an object here. This, let's go back, this align. So you can just rename it to whatever you want, but we're going to do a misalignment object, so that's what we're going to call it. And if we go to sub objects, you'll see that this is the run speed. This is 1x. So if we've already got that already, so we can actually subtract that. I don't want to do that. If I add another one, so let's add one. So we'll just go 2, and you'll see that you've got a 2 times now. And this one here I can probably delete now. Yeah. Okay, so then I just want to add one more. We'll call that 3. And finish. So now we've got a 2 and a 3. So that's 1 times we've got already an unbalance, and then we've got 2 and 3. So depending on where that comes from, we'll be monitoring both of these 2x and 3x. Okay, so basically also we want to just check that we've got the right processing. So make sure that it's on velocity because we want it in millimeters per second, so it's going to be an FFT. Check your triggers. That's going to be, of course, whatever if it's an analog, it'll be on the run speed. This is a constant speed unit, so that's what it will be selected at. And also make sure that you're on the right run ratio to. So if it's belt or a gearbox, then this ratio will be different. The limits, so we can put in some limits. We'll put 3mm and 2mm for a warning. So that should be okay. So if we save that and then we'll write, that's writing, and now you'll see that we've got two more. So these are the 2x misalignment and 3x. Oops, there it is there. So I've got the bearing in here now, so you can actually see that there's actually a little bit more than there was before. There's even a bit of 4x in there. So these other frequencies too, we'll actually monitor them later on, but I'll just show you the damage level screen. So there's your misalignment. And we've got 1.8mm a second, so that's the first one is at 2, and when we get to 3, then we'll get a damage level situation. But you can adjust those to whatever you want. Okay, so that's how you do a misalignment algorithm. So if we go back to parameters, we go to objects, go to new object, we go to others again. This one we'll call looseness. Okay, again go to solve objects, so you can actually just double click on that rather than delete it. We've redone 1, 2 and 3, so you could really just do 4, finish that, add another one, 5, finish that, add another one, 6, finish that, another 7. It's a bit long-winded, but you get the idea. And then 8. You can do more if you want, but this should cover it. So if you have severe misalignment or something come loose in the coupling or in the bearing end shield or something like this, algorithm will actually pick it up. So again, we can go into processing, just check, we'll put it onto velocity, triggers again on the speed, and again if you've got belts or gearboxes, make sure you change that ratio. Limits, we'll put it again at say 3, and let's go across and do that. 2 mil for damage, and save that, write it. So if you go back to the spectral view, you can see all the other ones there now. So if I turn that bearing on again, you see they're all lining up there, and so that's actually becomes a composite value as well, so they all add up together just like an RMS value does. So look at the damage level screen. It won't appear until you actually turn it on. There's looseness there. So this one here, this will load up in a second, and then we've actually got enough looseness to go into a warning, so there's a yellow alarm there, it's a warning alarm. So that's how you do it. You can even go to a solve object view. Just turn these others off. So if you have a look, there's 8, 9, 10, 11 there. So this is 8, 9, 10, 11. You can see which part, which component is actually showing the right level. Which frequency. I hope that doesn't confuse the issue too much, but it's there if you need to use it. And there you have it. That's how you do unbalance. RMS. The RMS is looking between 10 and 1000 Hertz. The misalignment, so looking at 2 and 3 times the frequency. And looseness is looking at between 4 and 8 times. So these are all got a relationship in there, but they're all doing different things. So between them, you can actually add, if you want to, 2 and 3 onto this one as well to cover the whole gambit. But you should be okay. So I hope that clears up a few things. Alright, that's all for me this time. Bye for now.
IFM, close to you.